When one looks into the human heart, we can see it is a collection of desires. From the basic necessities to the more complex social desires of wealth, honor, and knowledge. But there appears a point within every human heart that yearns for something different. It desires to know only one thing. What is the meaning of my life? Welcome to The Point.
Before breakfast. Ryan, where'd you grow up?
I grew up in a small town and lived in Missouri. I mostly had my head in the clouds, daydreaming, pretty much doing my own thing. Even at school, I was doing my own thing, like examining, insects on the ground and stuff like that. And I'd get in trouble for tearing up toys because I wanted to see how they worked. I wanted to see how they worked.
What was it like in your family? Was it a happy family?
Yeah, it was a happy family. I had two older brothers and a sister, and my eldest brother, and I, we both had muscular dystrophy,
You had that when you were a kid?
Yeah. They knew that I had it because my elder brother, his name was Todd, he had it, and they could tell that I had it because of having a hard time getting up from the floor, because I used to walk and everything, I used to walk.
When you were very little? You talking
Yeah,
about
like around 5 years old. The part that I noticed that I had something wrong was when I was in school and we had gym, we had hurdles to jump, these little hurdles. They weren't very high, but I noticed I couldn't leap. I couldn't get over the hurdles, and I couldn't really run like the other kids. It was fear started to set in to everything. So that was,
What was the fear?
probably more shame than anything.
What kind of questions did that raise for you?
Like, like, why am I like this? I mean, why is my brother like this? It didn't make sense.
Were you able to find any sort of answer to that, or you just had to take that into the next part of your life?
Yeah, I just had to continue. We all moved to California, out to California, and out there it was a different situation because things were faster. Things were faster out there, traffic and people, and in the schools there, I'd get picked on and stuff like that,
What did you need at that time? And what made you want to keep moving forward even though it was such a real struggle for you? Did you feel like there was actually, you were going to receive some kind of answer, some way of dealing with it?
Yeah. And I didn't want my mother to be burdened with it,
Can I? Yeah. There's a whole system around you, a life, and you have to depend on the system around you to support you.
Right, but the system's not supporting. It's not supporting me. It's not, it's not giving me the answers to get out of it, to get out of this madness. I just wanted to be able to do the things that others do, be able to be productive, feel productive.
What did you do in order to find some kind of a productive connection?
Just did a lot of daydreaming. My mother eventually found out, what was happening. And so she had brought me to another school. It was, I guess they call it mainstream. And it was in a regular school, but it was a class for disabled people. I was almost like a leader, class clown and stuff like that, and disruptive and stuff like that, you know. And they would laugh, you know. So that was like fuel. That was fuel to, you know, for me to keep doing it.
What did the laughter give you?
It was a release. It was a release. It like works over the years. It's like it's a struggle, and the struggle will get harder and harder, and it doesn't get easier. It just will continue getting harder.
Did you have the strength to deal with that kind of thing?
Yeah, I guess you could say I was stubborn, very stubborn.
Were you angry?
Yeah, I was angry at times.
What were you angry at, or who were you angry at?
Just angry at life. Just and during that time of night school, when I was, you know, trying to get the grades so that I could graduate, then that's when something happened that, you know, kind of changed things.
What happened?
I remember it was about my brother. We got in some argument about God, I think it was, and my mother was in the living room, and, you know, he is in an electric wheelchair, you know, of course, and I was in a manual chair at the time, still had strength to push myself. And they was trying to tell me about God, and I was, you know, I said, what God would do this to, you know, do this to someone, you know, so I was like pretty much disowning the whole idea of that. And so 2 weeks after that argument, he was having trouble sleeping one night, because with this disease, the lungs fill up with fluid, and it was like 5 o'clock in the morning, and he needed me to get Mom so she could go in there and raise him up so he could, you know, raise up in his bed and kind of spit that stuff out of his lungs. Yeah. And that morning, he couldn't get it out. So I started getting scared. So I went in my room, and so they kept trying to get him to breathe and stuff and everything. And so they put him in this electric wheelchair and was going to drive him to the hospital. They took him, and I was still there, and I was really scared about it. And then when my parents came back, you know, they said he was gone, that he was gone before they even got to the hospital. It started for my real search for, you know, something beyond this world, like a God. This is where, you know, it started out.
This was a real turning point in your journey. You knew that there was something that you needed to find. You had to find some kind of an answer to this whole thing that you're going through. What was the next step? Did you find some kind of an answer for this?
I found an ancient wisdom. It was on a website called Kabbalahinfo. It was something I'd never thought of. It was you know, dealing with the internal part of yourself, and it was just it was really fascinating.
Did that get you involved in life in a different way?
I'm here to do something. There's something I'm supposed to be doing. I'm this way because, you know, just like a part of, you know, like a puzzle piece or something that has to be a certain way, it had to be this way, you know.
Does your physical condition stop you in any way from fulfilling the purpose that you learned about in Kabbalah?
No. No, it doesn't matter. You know, it's something that I can finally, you know, feel like I can succeed at.
What do you see your purpose as being?
To work with others to make this, this world we live in a better place, a place that supports.
And this is something that you can do just from your heart?
Yeah.
Thank you for telling me that story, because it shows something very, very clearly, very concretely, that about our purpose.